On December 19th, the South Carolina Gamecocks played against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, and they only shot 14% in the first quarter. Can you believe that? How the hell did they win the game by almost 40 points then? Well, I'm Courtside Kenny, and I'm going to tell you what happened.
This is the last game before Christmas break, and Amanda, both teams, they want to stay sharp.
Yeah, head coach Dawn Staley saying this week that today will be a mental test. If her players already have their minds home for the holidays, that's going to show on the court. So her goal for today is keeping the standard.
Last game before a long break like that, they're college kids. They're excited about going home. Is there anything to just task keeping them focused? How tough is that for a game like this, especially a noon tip?
Yeah, you threaten them. You threaten them. I mean, I did. I said, I've been in college before. I've been in this situation before. I understand, the play on the mind, to be in two places and want to get home, and you can't fight that, So it has to be your discipline. You have to be where your mind is. And if your mind is at home, your player is going to say so. If your mind is here, you're going to do what you've been doing and be the disciplined athlete that you are. So it's really a mental test for all of us.
And at first it looked like that threat worked. I mean, it was a slow start, but for the Gamecocks, it was nothing new. It was really their defense that helped them look like the number 2 team in the nation.
Pow with the steal. She intercepts the pass. Finds Kipps up ahead.
However, they just couldn't make a shot.
Had a season-high 6 assists on Sunday against U.S. Kipps.
She's got different teams, different players to work with.
Fagan in the post.
And then this happened. South Carolina had a couple missed layups, then another one by Sanaya, but they got the rebound. Then it ended in another brick by Tahina on a wide open 3. And then it felt like they started to hang their head. I mean, really, it was just like the basket had a lid over it. And Charleston Southern knew it, they could see it, and they took advantage of it. The Bucs started being really aggressive, and then they started hitting some crazy shots.
Lane just beats Tessa Johnson one-on-one there. Dawn Staley can't be happy there. Great finish to see the court despite the congestion in the paint there. Bailey beating Bree Hall.
Muhammad, that's good.
After some aggressive scores by Breezy Hall and Mouse, the first quarter ended with CSU leading 15-11.
No chance at a shot for McDaniel. That'll close out the first quarter here in Columbia.
And the Gamecocks just did not look locked in. They looked like they were ready for a 10-day break. Breezy Hall opened that second quarter with a 3, and it started to feel like South Carolina was beginning to build a little offensive momentum.
On the offensive end, a nice feed from Malaysia Fulwile.
Nichols is a little injured, hobbling up the floor here.
Raven Johnson. McDaniel connects.
And with that offense came defense.
Nettles has to get it up. The floater won't go. Life Arena. The rejection from Ashlyn Watkins.
Creating some easy buckets for them. Maddie McDaniel, Mighty Mouse with the big rejection. Leads to Raven Johnson and a nice transition bucket.
But CSU didn't blink.
Shot fake. Now it's Jones. From Muhammad.
Both of her threes have been from a couple feet outside. I think that's NBA.
Real. Albin a deep 3.
Holy cow.
The Bucs were making it hard for the Cocks, and I mean, you could tell. Look at them. Now, the Gamecocks were able to extend their lead on the back of Joyce Edwards and what she was able to do.
Maddie McDaniel's drawing that contact. She gets hit by $3 there. Drawing in that. Joyce Edwards there to clean up, though.
But at the end of the day, the Gamecocks were going into the half only up 8. Now, a win is a win and a lead is a lead, but the Gamecocks were favored by a bunch of points when it comes to this game, and they were only up 8. What could they possibly say and do at halftime to get them to really lock in?
There were 17 steals in the NCAA tournament last season.
Let me tell you, the third quarter didn't start that much better either. No team scored until the 8-minute mark of the third. And CSU was still being aggressive, taking South Carolina's cookies and making it a 7-point game by the middle of the third. And at this point, some of us were really thinking, are the Gamecocks really about to get embarrassed 10 days before Christmas break? Who's going to step up for South Carolina? The answer was no different than it was in the first quarter. They had to play defense. And good defense turns into easy offense for the Gamecocks.
For South Carolina, Tina pow and one.
The Bucks got absolutely shut down as South Carolina pulled out to a 54-36 lead by the end of the third quarter.
Watkins feeds Edwards. Edwards, another opportunity.
And that's when it started to feel like CSU knew that they just didn't have enough to keep up with them. And look, even if they thought they could keep up, the Gamecocks introduced them to Joyce Edwards there in the fourth quarter.
Congrats. Watkins is the first South Carolina player to dunk. That was in her freshman year against
Embrace that.
Edwards.
She had the middies, she had the layups, she had the rebounds, she had the and ones, everything. Joyce put it together in that fourth, sealed the deal with 20 points and 7 rebounds. That's a freshman, y'all. And her team followed her lead, ripping off a 37-6 run between that third and that fourth quarter to really shut the door.
Big teams like UNC here. Tessa Johnson so far today. Oh, wow.
The Gamecocks were eventually able to walk away with an 82-46 win, and Joyce and the bench contributed 50 of those points. That's crazy. See, why was everybody ever worried? It does kind of make you wonder what happened at halftime. Like, who said what? Who threw what? What happened? What went down?
Both of you, Joyce and Maddie, what was Coach's halftime message to you guys to just lock in and get focused? Was that the message?
She walked in and she put a question mark on the board.
Dawn, Joyce was talking just about the halftime speech and maybe just wrote a question mark. Did you say anything to him otherwise?
Well, I mean, I said a lot, but I mean, I'm not gonna blow my top. I understand where they are and this type of game. I mean, I'm not making excuses for them, but when you know, you just try to fight and get them back to a good place. And I mean, the question mark is, it's just they leave you with a lot of questions. They force us to question, their ability to lock in and be disciplined. They force us, to have questions about, who should play, who shouldn't play, who should, all of these things. And it's just teaching. They're just teaching moments.
Gotta love Coach Dawn Staley. Click here to watch my video breakdown of the South Carolina Gamecocks versus TCU. You might see something that you like. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, I'm Courtside Kenny, and I'll see you guys next time.